I was telling Cesar, I was like, Friday nights are good. That's perfect. And when it gets to be football season, there will never be anything on Friday nights. And we've jumped around these various weeks. And like last Friday, there was a game on Friday, and now there's Thursday night football.
There was a game. There was a game on last week. It was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
And
5 days of football.
Yeah.
Football's the best.
Join us, Brand. It's heaven. It's an RPG. It's characters and stats and battles. RNG. Shit's fun.
I know you said you jumped, Cesar. Did your copy come in too? Because mine came in like the very next day.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I got it. I haven't played it yet though.
Yeah, but it's still sealed at the moment.
What is this? Because I couldn't see with the glare.
I have no fucking clue. He just sent this to me out of the blue. It's called Beyond the Ice Palace 2. I couldn't find number 1 on Amazon.
Is that the one you sent us?
Yeah.
Maybe. I know I sent it to Brand because it was a Brand game. I didn't think you would like it, so.
Oh yeah,
I got you.
It's a definitely like a pixel art style Metroidvania.
It looks like
game.
Castlevania. Yeah.
Oh, that's absolutely a great game.
It is
through
so
and through.
A great game. He sent it to me. I'm like, damn. Yep, that's a me game.
It was on sale for like $20, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, wrong way.
Okay.
Nope. I don't know what's happening here. All right.
He's not. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I was hitting the wrong command in there.
There we go.
Audio. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, now I'll hear it now.
Make sure. Yep, we're all there. The gang's all here. I meant to do that before we go live, but I kind of get off on my timing sometimes. We're up on everything. 366, number 366. What's that, Brent?
Of The Mask.
What is?
The Mask. Limited edition 4K UHD.
How much
Pre-order.
is it? 40,
45.
These fucking steelbook people.
I'm smoking.
Oh man.
Son of the Mask.
Son of the Mask is garbage.
Yeah.
I never saw Son of the Mask. Is there a reason why?
It's
something.
It's something.
And it's
Cesar says kindly.
They asked Jim Carrey to do it, and he was like, "No."
That's when he stopped doing sequels. Remember, he's like, "No, I don't want to do sequels."
I'm doing that.
He like became the new Bill Murray.
What burned him on that?
Bill Murray just want to keep doing different things, man. I still laugh at the Bill Murray one because I saw that documentary thing, how they tricked him in doing Ghostbusters 2 because he said no originally.
Huh?
And like they promised him to make the movie he wanted to make. I forgot what it was. The one that was in the 80s that bombed. And they kind of coerced him into going to Ghostbusters 2, and he just phoned that performance in and stuff like that because he just doesn't do sequels. That's not his shtick. So.
He showed up for the paycheck. He don't want to slip into character again.
He showed up so he can make his movie that he wanted to make. That's what they put on there. It's like, you show up for Ghostbusters 2, then you can make. I forgot what the name of the movie was. That his dream pick at the time. Like every actor always had a dream pick.
Yeah.
And that was his in the 80s, and it bombed so bad.
Oof.
I was watching a documentary on it.
Stripes?
No, it wasn't a comedy. It wasn't a comedy. It was a drama. When at the time he was known for comedies.
Man, your Bullets and Blockbusters, they make great stuff. I've been hooked on those. Whenever it recommends one, I'll watch one. I watched the Men in Black one. I watched the Star Wars prequels. That one was good.
Yeah, it's quick too. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the talk fast stuff, but it's he gets it across quickly. So
yeah, it's not that annoying fast talking, right? Like the YouTube algorithm fast talking crap I accuse my kids of watching. There's actually good stuff in there.
I want to say, and I could be wrong.
was going to say the 2004 Garfield the movie.
Oh, was that it? Was that his dream pick?
I want to say he's a movie that most people never heard of. It's called The Razor's Edge. It's a period drama, psychological drama, romance, and it's about war. It's a huge departure from his usual comedies.
I've never even heard of that one.
Yeah, The Razor's Edge. I think that's what it is. It's a straight drama. It's not even no comedic moments in there, and he wrote the script on it. So
that's Ninja Gaiden 3's subtitle, isn't it? Razor's Edge.
I believe so.
Based off of that.
So I think it was a remake of a 1946 version. I want to say that's what it was. It was some film around that time that they egged him into doing it. So
just to do Ghostbusters.
I mean, it was a good pick, man. Because who played he played Venkman, right? Who plays Spangler?
Oh God, name your Ghostbuster.
Egon.
It's on Wikipedia, and yes,
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis, yeah.
So what happened was they got mad at each other in the 80s, and they had like, I think Groundhog Day's the last time they worked together. Like they had a feud for like the last 20 years. Like they hated each other. And so they never worked together again. So, and a lot of that was because of the whole Ghostbuster shtick spilt over. And so I think he finally made peace with him when he was slowly dying. You know, when Harold Ramis died, like 5 or 6 or 7, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, he got sick, right?
Yeah. So I think he went over there and to bury the hatchet with them, and and he kind of regretted letting that feud take over these last 20 years where they stopped speaking to each other.
Yeah, there was no reason, right?
Well, Bill Murray's pretty much like, watch that documentary. Bill Murray's an asshole, apparently. A lot of people do not like him. He's got that personality. It's like he wants things his way. You rub him the wrong way, you're dead to him.
Yeah,
that's just him.
I've heard that too. Is that like is that personality driven, like a creative genius? Like that's just the way. I don't know. I don't want to excuse people's behaviors, but some people that like, there's a reason we're not musicians and movie stars, right? We don't have that, whatever that level is. We don't have that.
People it's like you said, people are locked in their ways,
Yeah.
And some people evolve and grow out of that stuff, and and just like
yeah.
And then some people don't. So
right.
It's crazy because he's like this cultural zeitgeist of being like this crazy cool person that just like shows up at and crashes people's parties, and doesn't make a big deal about appearing places and just being cool. But that's
so
a public appearance is different than having to work with a person or
being in that
direct
environment.
A person.
Exactly.
So I would watch that documentary. It's pretty good because it goes throughout their whole work history, like their whole feud on there. Because it starts with Harold Ramis. They first met on the the set of Caddyshack, and they wanted somebody else to direct Caddyshack than Harold Ramis, and he wrote it. And then he ended up pulling in Bill Murray in there, and Bill Murray's was only supposed to be a cameo because it's like they knew each other from Saturday Night Live, and he did such a good job with his character that they gave him more lines, and he improvised the whole script. So like everything in there was improvised mostly by Bill Murray for his character. So, because he originally wasn't written in there. His character was only supposed to be like a cameo, like, oh, it's a nod from somebody from Saturday Night Live, tip the hat.
Like Adam Sandler does with his stuff.
Yeah. So, and it turned into a bigger thing, and that's how their work relationship on there. And they went on to do Stripes and, Ghostbusters, and then it just all came to end with Groundhog Day. So, because they were in there. I think they got into an argument, and Harold Ramis directed Groundhog Day, and after that, I think Harold Ramis is like, I don't know what happened. I didn't take anything personal, but that's just his personality.
Yeah.
And but Bill Murray just wrote that shit to the end, and he never worked with him again. So he never did. He never did another movie with him again. And I think so.
I'm sure he had heard that before, and he'd been around. So people are always shocked when people's true colors turn on you. It's like, all right, you saw them do it to this person, this person, this person. You heard it from this person, this person, this person. You thought you were immune until got you too.
Actually, I looked it up on Wikipedia right here, and it says, for all success, the film marked the end of Ramis and Murray's long collaborative partnership, which had produced films like Caddyshack and Ghostbusters. After filming ended, the pair did not speak to each other until shortly before Ramis' death in 2014. I think that was the only time they reached out. So,
God, I feel like he passed away the past couple of years. It's been fucking 11 years. Jeez.
And Groundhog Day is a great fucking film. So,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Groundhog Day got in the 4K treatment. That one been released.
it should. It's a Sony film. Sony films are typically do.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen it come up before.
I want to say so as well. Wonder how that transfers.
I think they typically, those Sony ones are like pretty, since Sony was so big in UHDs and they came up with the technology, they put a lot of their movies out there early.
Yeah.
So.
Blu-ray style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to get content for that format,
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason in owning that catalog if you're not going to port it to whatever your latest and greatest thing is, right? Betamax. Betamax came up in a conversation earlier today. It was very interesting.
But yeah, there's a sequel to that, and we all know it's that PlayStation VR game. I just haven't played it yet. I think I own it because I think they gave it to us for PlayStation Plus at some point. But the one where you play as Bill Murray's son, and he goes through the same Groundhog Day symptoms.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
It's on PlayStation VR. I think it's on Oculus
Rift.
Vaguely
it's familiar.
It's VR only. Yeah.
VR1?
Yeah, PSVR 1.
PlayStation VR Uno.
Oculus Rift, one of the two. Name your poison.
Pick thine poison.
Because I think it says on here, Phil Jr. becomes trapped in his own time loop in Potsawani and is forced to improve himself to earn his freedom. So it's published by Sony Pictures Virtual Reality.
Who is that? It's like Sony Image Soft.
It was developed by Tequila Works.
Okay. Legit studio. With some VR funding, right? When the VR grants were out there.
Mm-hmm.
No more. Money's dried up.
I think they remember, if we remember correctly, I think Tequila Works closed down last year, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, I think so.
I vaguely remember us reading about it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys ready?
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 366 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier video game and Bill Murray podcast. That's right. Come for the video games, stay for come for the Bill Murray commentary and the preamble, right? Like before we actually get going and actually get talking about this there video game news. How did we even end up on Bill Murray? It was a random... We were bobbing and weaving through there for a minute. Ghostbusters lore, VR games. Good mix of everything.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Get to Bill Murray. To find out, either play back the episode from the beginning and listen to the post credits, whatever we ramble about before we actually get started. Always gets included after our outro song. Sometimes it's 30 seconds, sometimes it's 8 minutes. You never know what that content's going to be, but I never cut that. I just slice it out and put it at the end. However, you're probably here for video game news. News this week. 9 new Acclaim games? ? Brant, what year is this? Brant has graciously entered a time machine and gone back to 1997 to get us the latest 9 titles for the N64 that Acclaim is going to publish.
Half of them are Quarterback Club.
Half of them are Quarterback Club. God bless them, Quarterback Club. I was at the local game store this past week, and I guess it was this past weekend, and I found 2 copies of Quarterback Club. They were $5 a piece, and I looked at them like, I'm pretty sure I have these copies, but kind of want some Quarterback Club. They're very good football games. Man, I'm going to be disappointed if one of these 9 is not a new NFL Quarterback Club with Brett Favre on the cover. I don't think there's any other cover athlete for NFL Quarterback Club. I'm going to be disappointed, Brent. No Brett Favre Quarterback Clubs. So we have 9 new Acclaim games, ? The man who owes Nintendo $2 million. It's Brant. Find out later in the show why. There's a new PlayStation Family app. Panzer Dragoon 2 Zwei remake. At last, it's time to sell my original copy. And last but not least, we have your September PlayStation Extra and Premium games. We also, time permitting, may play a little bit of... There's a Nintendo Direct tomorrow, September 12th. What do we think was going to happen in this said Nintendo Direct on September 12th? I saw a rumor with all sorts of crazy shit, including Dragon Quest VII. And I was like, ooh, that sounds pretty good to me. Bring Dragon Quest VII to everything. I'm one of your hosts, Richard Bergman, joined tonight by Newsmaster Brant McKee.
What's up?
Brant, welcome to the show. What is your favorite Bill Murray movie, and why is it Space Jam? Mine might be Space Jam. My favorite movie featuring Bill
Space
Murray
Jam is not bad.
It's not a bad selection. I mean, Ghostbusters is always a.
I was about to say, yeah, the first Ghostbusters, or like we were talking about Groundhog.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good. There's a lot of good movies. We talked about Caddyshack. I enjoy Caddyshack a lot. Hard to pick one.
Pick a Bill Murray film that you love the most. Also here, our resident soundboard master and lore master, Cesar Concepcion II. Cesar, welcome.
Hello.
Favorite Bill Murray film that is not the one that you mentioned that potentially is called The Razor's Edge? Or have you seen that one?
I've not. It's always one that surprised me the most, and is one of his very, very few good dramas. Is Lost in Translation.
I've heard that's good. I've never seen Lost in Translation.
Him and Scarlett Johansson.
Wow.
The whole point of that is, Bill Murray's he's an aging star that goes through that whole shtick of going to Japan and making commercials for sponsorships, and he ends up running to Scarlett Johansson, and there's a big age difference, but then they connect at a certain level, and it's both like a fish out of water story, like these two people are thrown in this environment that they're not used to, and they tend to bond. It's a surprisingly good film, and it's one of Sofia Coppola's first films, which made her to a big director. So
this all sounds great.
Mm-hmm. It's a good film.
I'm glad with a name like Coppola, she could carve out a filmmaking career.
And not the star and role in Godfather Part 3.
Oh, God. Or being the nephew of said Coppola and featuring in The Rock. Or, oh, God, why am I drawing a blank on Nicolas Cage movies? Why did I come up with The Rock and that's it? No more Nicolas Cage movies, that's it? Leaving Las Vegas?
Snake Eyes. Face Off.
It was right there. Face Off. Also right there.
Face Off.
In which he stars as John Travolta, and John Travolta stars as Nicolas Cage.
Con Air. Can't forget Con Air.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on her playing Michael Corleone's daughter in Godfather Part 3.
She was, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I've only seen Part 3 one time. I watched it to watch it. That was not a great film.
I've seen the cut, the redone cut, and it's a little way better. So
I need to watch that one then. I have access to this. I need to watch that one and do a marathon.
It's not better than the first two, but
right.
I feel like, if he made it, he would have made this and came out the first time. I think what was it, the Coda, Godfather Coda.
Coda, yeah.
Yeah.
The Death of Michael Corleone, or whatever they called the subtitle of that.
And I think it would have been a better experience. I don't think it would have came anywhere near the first two films, but I think it's better than the original film was. So, in my opinion,
does anyone play the Godfather games? Are the Godfather games any good?
Godfather 2 is a really, really good game. So
I was about to say, yeah, I think it was 2.
There was a site that I had sent to you and Brant that involved Internet Archives.
Special
that
site.
Had delisted copies of the said games that were playable on PC that you could acquire from the said site.
Mm-hmm.
So that were delisted from Steam due to licensing issues. So
they're still
1 and 2,
on said site?
1 and 2 are on there. So you are more than welcome to acquire those, add them to your Steam library, and they boot right up because I have played one of my favorites, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and it works. It just works. So
interesting.
Or Simpsons Hit and Run, I played that on PC too. So
that is also an even bigger find. Is that news or is that how shall we put this? Alternate methods, alternate storefronts.
It's on the internet. It's on the Internet Archives for now until somebody takes it down.
And somebody finds it, goes after it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the internet. Everything stays on the internet somehow.
It does. That Godfather game for PS3 was pretty expensive for a long time. I don't know if it still is or not. It says I'm asleep on Discord. I'm not sure why it's doing that.
You're always asleep.
It's probably
asleep.
It's probably still expensive due to the licensing thing, because I'm sure it also delisted from there at some point.
So I sold that first Godfather game when it came out, and there was a big deal about, pretty sure it was Marlon Brando's last role. Like, that was the last thing he recorded, was the additional voice stuff for that Godfather game. And it's playable on PS2, Xbox, 360. It got a port to PS3 and the Wii. So there's actually a Wii version of that.
You waggle the Wiimote.
I think it's supposed to be a good one. Like, it's a side story. It's not the same as those other ones. They call that one the Black Hand
Put the
edition.
Wiimote down. Put the Wiimote down to leave the cannoli.
Yes, to take the gun. Take the gun with the nunchuck. Leave the cannoli with the Wiimote. Well done, Brand. It's pretty good. Take the nunchuck cannoli. I would take a nunchuck cannoli. Order one of those up.
Nunchuck cannoli.
We need to stream some Godfather game. I probably messed around with the PS3 one when I first got it, and that was it. I love that. I love that movie series, except for the third one. I only saw it one time. Let's get into this actual news. Going back to ancient history and media properties. Acclaim. Who remembers this Acclaim game studio? Press restart, says Acclaim. Chris Scullion at VideoGamesChronicle.com is reporting. They had a show, right? Wasn't this a big press event thing? Yeah, these games are just the beginning of our mission, Acclaim CEO says. It was announced back in March that Acclaim, which declared bankruptcy on September 1st, 2004. Brant, you were probably, 5 or 6? So this is back in the heyday of the Xbox, the PS2, the GameCube. This was a magical year in games, in which we got Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, Metroid Prime 2, Half-Life 2 was 2004. Some good games. Some good games came out this year. Halo 2, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Now, in a presentation dubbed the Play Acclaim Showcase, the returning publisher revealed 9 new titles by indie studios. Okay, so they're publishing 9 new titles. They're not developing 9 new titles. Those titles are Toss Down by developer Perfactor, Ground Zero Hero by Rowan Edmondson. Okay, this is not. I don't know what I was expecting going into this. I hadn't seen this yet.
Okay, so a lot of these, especially these first 2, kind of look almost mobile game-esque, but they are not. There's a couple more coming up. Like the next one is Basketball Classic. It's like it looks like a whole basketball game on an Atari.
Cesar went through a phase.
Kind of looks interesting.
Cesar and I went through a phase of playing some arcade basketball games and enjoying the hell out of it. So this has some potential. You can go ahead with the rest of them, Brant. What was that, Cesar?
I mean, it's it's like what I said last time. Remember, we were discussing how this was going to turn out. I mean, it just ended up being, they're using the Acclaim name to publish indie games. Yes, that's essentially what it is. And now each indie game is unique. And I mean, as you go through, I mean, there's not like carbon copies of each other. They're all different. There's music-based ones. There's like Metroidvania ones. There's some top-down perspective ones, and there's a one that looks like a SSX, which looks really, really good, made by Wabi Sabi Design. So yeah, there's Pixel Washer, which is kind of like a whole pixel art game that kind of takes the pressure washing aspect of Power Wash Simulator, but you're cleaning all these crazy things. The
Imprisoning Fletcher's Quest is the one, I think, it's a Metroidvania-esque. It kind of reminded me more of like Spelunky.
Oh.
Grid Beat, which is a like rhythm-based, like your almost puzzle game where you're trying to like take your pulsing piece of light and guide it around this grid to the beat.
It's like a Luminous or a Meteos or something like that, right? Like a puzzling, moving game, puzzling music game.
Yeah.
Grid Beat.
What is this? Talaka, which was, I think that's like the roguelite kind of style action game. And then
Looks like a Brant game.
This is Hyper Yuki Snowboard Syndicate. This is the one that Cesar referred to, and I've seen it. It looks like freaking SSX Tricky. It's very vibrant, very colorful. Actually looks really freaking good.
Yeah. Nobody's making these type games anymore. Who's Wabi Sabi Design?
Indie developer. I've never really heard of them. I can't remember. Was this out now on PC? Oh no, not yet. It's coming to PC and consoles.
I think the only one that dropped.
It's the next one. Yeah, the next one
was the next one. Katanaut. Yeah.
Katanaut, which is again like a pixel art kind of Metroidvania-esque. Also had some roguelite elements and things. Kind of reminds me of what's that? Blasphemous. Has that pixel art style, but this is more it's very bloody. You play like this ninja. It looks kind of interesting, but like Cesar said, this one actually is out now for PC, and it will be coming to consoles just a little later.
Available now.
But that's all nine games from the brand new publishing arm of Acclaim here.
Wabi Sabi Games is based out of Mexico City. They are 11 to 50 employees. That's a hell of a spread of employees there, and they were founded in 2018. Their specialties are AR, VR, game development, real-time 3D graphics, interactive experiences, mobile apps, UI, UX design, augmented reality, and virtual reality. I'm very interested in the snowboarding game, though.
Yeah, when you have some time, look it up and watch the trailer.
See it in motion.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Next up in news. But first, an ad from Simon's. Nintendo wins $2 million lawsuit or settlement against Switch mod chip seller who previously denied wrongdoing. A Switch mod chip seller who was sued by Nintendo last year but denied any wrongdoing has settled with the company and agreed to pay $2 million. This comes from Chris Scullion at VGC.com. Nintendo filed a complaint in July 2024 against Michigan-based Ryan Daly, who operated a store called Modded Hardware. Oh boy, basically he was selling modded Nintendo Switches.
He's the guy that's behind the MIG Switch.
The MIG Switch cartridge. Did anybody ever buy one of those? Do you know anyone?
Nope.
I should rephrase that. No, me neither.
I'm pretty sure they only ever sold a handful of them too.
Oof. They filed a joint stipulation which agrees that Daly will pay Nintendo $2 million. Permanent injunction will also be ordered, which will prevent Daly from ever handling, selling, or promoting any modding devices or modded consoles, or providing any documentation or information which might help other people carry out their own mods. He got the hammer dropped on him to the tune of $2 million. I feel like other people have been buried in higher litigation fees, so this is kind of a swift spanking, right? Not a super.
I didn't read this article, but if I remember correctly, he didn't have representation. He represented himself in court,
he represented himself.
Okay.
So.
To keep costs low.
Well, the thing is they sent him a cease and desist like 2 or 3 times, and he continued to keep doing that. And It's like, yeah, what he was doing definitely towed the line, but he should have expected Nintendo to come with some kind of repercussion.
Yeah.
Because they're very active in the courtroom these days, going after people, it seems.
They protect their
But
shit.
it was, to me, it's just the fact that they took 2 people to court this week. They took this dude, Daly, and they actually were in court with the hardware producer Genki.
Mhm.
They went after them for the Switch 2 leaks.
Yeah, the early,
and both times
was like
they
an early
were,
case or case grip or Switch 2 grip or something.
yeah.
They were. I
But
think they
what
said
they got
were
in trouble
warned.
for,
Yeah.
what they got in trouble for was they made it, the way they were pushing their products made it seem like they were officially licensed or partnered with Nintendo. They got in some heavy trouble for having that 3D printed full like scale model of the Switch 2 before they even showed it off.
Right.
So, but it's, to me, it's crazy that Nintendo is like, we suffered extreme damage from
catastrophic,
this from this person making a MIG switch, or this person showing our product early. It's like, you've sold how many millions of Switch 2s? You can't really, how much loss did you incur from them showing off the product early?
Right.
If anything, your stock went up after they showed that off,
Yeah.
But it, that is what it is. Nintendo, they don't play when it comes to a lot of this stuff.
And you kind of have to come. Go ahead, Cesar.
And some of the stuff from that ruling was interesting because they said that they had to pay money, and then they couldn't, if they were allowed to make products for that console, but they can't reference anything that's Nintendo or Nintendoisms. Like, they can't have anything that's similar to the word Switch or Nintendo as an advertisement for whatever they create. Yeah.
So couldn't use similar colors.
Yeah.
I get the hammer. I get the hammer dropping because, I mean, we talked about on the show, like, the way piracy went after the Dreamcast, and the PSP is a famous example, the DS. Nintendo's dealt with this before with, like, the cartridge-based media, so they're well aware of this, how this could play out. The R4 cards, we all remember those. I think Cesar knew someone back in the day that was, like, they got that, and that was it. They had every DS game after that, and just funneled it straight through that, so...
That's why we stopped getting DS games at the end of the life cycle, remember? Because they were like, yeah, we're not bringing out Ace Attorney's Investigations 2 because they're like, sales are dropping. Piracy was already ramping up on the DS, so they were like, yeah, a lot of localization games got passed over because of that. So
yeah,
so it does hurt. So
I don't mind it, 10 to 15 years later when we're not able to buy these games, but if they're available, they definitely have
it makes sense, right? It makes sense if it's been 30 years and Square Enix has not translated Bahamut's Lagoon from the Super Famicom, but somebody else does it and loses it out there. But like, sure.
Yeah.
So like, I would buy Bahamut's Lagoon if you gave me a viable way of getting it, but nope, I have to go another route. So
I bought Seiken Densetsu 3. I bought a English fan translation ROM hack, and then when it actually was released here, I've bought 2 copies of that since then. I got that Secret of Mana collection, and I got Trials of Mana for PS4 or PS5. So give us a chance to, and I think, are we the majority? Are we the majority who will purchase said thing that we're asking for? Or are we the 10% and then 90% are the ones that pirating? If these things are available, like the MIG switches and the PSP downloaders and the battery. Is it like a battery hack you could do for the PSP?
I think a lot of people are more that way. It seems nowadays it's like, give us the option, give us a way to buy these things outright, because there's such a big movement of now this whole game licensing thing too, where your game can be taken away. You don't own it.
Yeah.
So people, surprise, people want to like buy the thing and then
people
actually
want to buy the games.
For now, until we have the God bless the European Union. At some point, they'll step in and be like, "Yeah, if you sell this, you're gonna have to provide a means for somebody to secure this. If you can't provide illegal ways to download it online, so download it locally." Because European unions tend to be more consumer friendly, so
they are, aren't they? Yeah.
They forced Apple to go USB-C sooner than they planned because remember they're like, yeah, this is dumb. We're not going to have 45 different million charge cables. Everybody's on USB-C, but you slowly phasing it out, and they forced them to, jump ship even quicker. Because remember they were debating going wireless altogether. They're like, yeah, we're just do wireless charging.
So brave. So, it was European Union and India, right? When it Indian legislation that was like, we're not doing this. We're cutting this nonsense out.
Everybody have one cable. This is dumb having many Bs, USB Cs, FireWire,
FireWire. FireWire is a good format. Meanwhile, you have the Switch was doing USB-C like almost 10 years ago now. Like 8 years ago. So they were actually ahead of the game on something for once. Doesn't happen often. Next up, somebody tell me about this PlayStation Family app. I probably should download this app for my family who plays PlayStation, but there's not that many PlayStations in this house. Does it behoove me?
I mean, basically, it's just a brand new app for your smartphone, of course, but this helps you manage your accounts and especially more transparency on like what your kids are doing. It has guided onboarding, real-time notifications, reports activity. You can manage playtime. So you can set, okay, I only want them to play an hour a day, or we're going to do less or more. You could
like screen
potentially
time on iOS devices.
Yeah. You could potentially award, more screen time or even take away. Manage spending, so that way you can set up all right, you're allowed $20 to go on the PlayStation store, have fun, whatever, and then content filters and social interactions as well, to where you can toggle those on and off. So some good there's going to be some kids out there now that I'm sure that aren't happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
But they're honestly, for parents, this is a good thing.
Manage spending. That means they'll just load up amounts and start using that as a thing. Yeah. This is just as Sony friendly as this is consumer friendly. But I like as a parent of younger kids, I do like these family type restrictions and things that you can set up for monitoring. And we don't enforce a lot of screen time, but I do like getting that report where I can say, I could just pop in there and be like, hey, it's 12 o'clock. You've been on this thing for 5 hours. Like, you haven't put this thing down. We're eating lunch and you haven't set your iPad down. We're going to spend the rest of the day without this because I could see this. This doesn't lie. And they don't fight me on it. They're like, oh yeah, we understand. Okay. Like, look at something else. You got to look at something else. You woke up early to do this. We're not doing this all day. Or
what's insane is like Sony was the last one to do it, right? So Xbox has always had a family settings app, and Nintendo's always had a parental control app. So Sony's just finally getting caught up on this. So
I didn't know they were so late. I knew the iOS one, and I remember for a while, wasn't that Nintendo's most watched YouTube video was like the parental controls thing for the Wii U, like with Bowser, or was it Switch? I think it was Switch, wasn't it?
Switch, yeah,
with Bowser and Bowser Jr. Yeah.
Xbox has been doing it for a while, so like I said, it's I mean, Sony finally, I mean, they're big. They've been preaching about monthly active users, right? So I mean, this is something that will help with that. So that gets people in your ecosystem if you can kind of monitor that content. So.
Says I use your second job analogy when I see when they put in 8 hours. So I'm like, we're about to eat dinner, and I see 8 hours on iPad. I'm like, you guys put in a full day work at a job on iPad. We can't do this. We got to break this up. This is not going to fly.
Only part time.
Yeah, this is a whole day's work job that you have been staring at that iPad.
Hey man, it's
do
cool.
something
It's cool
else.
it's cool once in a while, but like after 2 or 3 days back to back, it's like
Yeah.
because that's how I was
Yeah.
raised too. It's like my parents used to do that too. They're like, all right, we're not buying any more games. You've been up there in that room all day.
Yep.
So
Just look at something else. Your job will probably have you staring at a screen, whatever you're doing. So don't do it growing up. Do something else for a little while. Many of my hobbies involve looking at a screen, right? I'm not gonna act like I'm not gonna be a screen denier here. A lot of my entertainment and storytelling and experiences and all that sort of stuff, the vessel of that is through a screen. So I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing, but it's moderation and balance, like everything else in life. So. Next up, the next Panzer Dragoon game is coming soon. My article will load. Says I need this next iOS to come out for my iPad, and it closed the article that I had up. Panzer
I can
Dragoon.
continue.
Yes, please
All
do.
right. Essentially, there was an early announcement before Tokyo Game Show that Richard's dream came true that we all were hoping for. It's been like 6 or 7 years since the first Panzer Dragoon remake came out.
Mm-hmm.
And they announced that Panzer Dragoon 2's Y remake will be available on pretty much everything ever made that is current or last gen.
Including Xbox One and PS4, right?
Mhm.
Yep, PS5 Series 4, One, Switch, PC via Steam, and GOG for $24.99 when it launches from publisher Forever Entertainment. And its developers are Megapixel Studio and Storm Trident announced. A release date was not announced yet. So they just mentioned that Rainy Frog, who is a publisher in Japan who has published the Front Mission games and the previous Panzer Dragoon game, will have this available to play at their booth in Tokyo Game Show, which will be September 25th through the 28th in Chiba, Japan.
It's coming up.
So
that first remake I thought was well done. There was some.
I'm about to say it took a hit when it first came out because
Yeah.
it had some performance issues and people
got
complained about some of the controls, but
Yeah.
they updated it and it got there.
I think this was before the time when, remember, we were slowly moving to the echelon where games were starting to come out broken, and we're like, what the is this? And then we started seeing stuff getting updated. So like when it first came out, as Brandon alluded to, I think it got dogpiled on, but it's like nowadays it'll be part of the norm. Like people will tell you, like, avoid this game until they fix it, and now it's playable. Go get it now.
Yeah.
So it was one of those early ones.
And like you said, this came out 5 or 6 years ago, and we weren't accustomed to the whole early access. Even things like not labeled early access, you're beta testing some of those early builds. And they wanted to get that product out there, and it did get there. Plus,
they have to.
There's no other way to play.
Make money.
Yeah, and there's no other way to play that game except Sega Saturn, a console that sold 10 million copies, 13.
I'm gonna call you out on that one.
Go ahead.
You can play Panzer Dragoon Orta on your for the original Xbox, even the backwards compatibility on Series X, and you can unlock the original game.
It includes Panzer Dragoon. But how many original Xboxes did they sell? Like 25 million? I mean, yes, that is a newer way to play that, but it's just one generation removed.
Yeah, true.
So when you bring it out for something that's Switch, PS4, Xbox One, Steam, you bring it out, like that's our dream for stuff, like come out for everything, especially these old catalog titles that it's not a direct port, like there was some work done to improve it. And I know this one has the original composer from the whole series, like she's doing a remastered soundtrack for this one again. I bought the Panzer Dragoon Saga soundtrack from Bandcamp, the remaster of that, which was fantastic. That music is so good. But if you've never experienced these games, I feel like that first Panzer Dragoon remake goes on sale on Steam and Switch and stuff for like it's like $2 or $3. Definitely pick that up if you're even vaguely interested. It beats Saturn copies $80. The Saturn's what, 150? That's where you get to, and then you need to play it on a CRT or you need a scaler or something to. This is definitely
an amazing game, though.
It is. I guess we do some background. If you're new to the show, or you just found us, or you're learning about games, or we don't know where you're at, but it's kind of like a on rails shooter, like a 3D going forward. Think of like Star Fox. If you played a Star Fox game, that might be a more renowned rendition of this format, or Exeus recently. I think maybe that was a Saturn port too. But basically a Star Fox type. You're going forward, you're flying something, and yeah. But it happens to be a dragon, and unlike Star Fox, you can look at 4 different sides this way. And the dragon screams when it gets hit, so there's like an extra element of having this organic thing. I'm serious, Brand's laughing.
I know. I'm just thinking of that.
There's a different level of like you're wounding this thing because you're fucking up.
Yeah.
It's not just your starship and Star Fox getting hit and the shields rumbling and all that, but there's like an organic scream of this vessel that you're riding. And we've only ever there were 3 Panzer Dragoon games on the Sega Saturn. 1, 2, or Zwei, and then Panzer Dragoon Saga, the RPG, which Cesar played through like 2 or 3 years ago, and summarized a good bit of that on the show, and that was awesome listening to his playthrough of that. And Panzer Dragoon Orta, as Brant mentioned, for the original Xbox, which includes the original games on Unlockable, and I think that's a good build of that. I don't think there's any knocks on
4K transfer. I think it upscales to 4K on the series.
On the backwards compatibility stuff. You're right.
Mm.
It is a pseudo sequel to Saga though. It
follows from that storyline wise.
The main character is the child from the main character from Saga. So
Ooh.
And then there was Crimson Dragon, kind of like a spiritual successor for the Microsoft Kinect for the Xbox One, like a launch Kinect title. It was kind of panned for like control issues. I think you had to flap your arms around and do all that sort of stuff with the Kinect.
Doesn't surprise me.
Right. Does that sound like a Kinect game? Brant, what am I playing? Yeah. iToy. You're after that nunchuck cannoli again. No, this is a Kinect. This is a Kinect cannoli. I would eat a Kinect cannoli. Have you ever eaten a cannoli via Kinect? Hey, we're all about some motion gaming in this house. I busted out the SingStar mics and what's that?
So that just sounds questionable.
Yes, it does. We're all about
like my coworker who they did a lunch at my job, and somebody had let us know like, hey, there's free food at this location because we canceled the meeting, but somebody forgot to cancel the lunch order.
The food.
Yeah, and so I was like, y'all can go down there and grab some, and then I'll sit there like, I'm good. So like my coworker's on like the pseudo diet where he breaks every day. He finds some reason to break it or something like that. Because then I'll see him eat salads or drink a muscle milk.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, fine. He's like, found anything good down there? He's like, yeah, man, I saw the cannoli and I took one. And he said it was so good. I was like, well, man, you're fine. You only ate one, right? I said, no, man, I ate like 8 of them.
Oh my god, you can't do that.
He's like, he said the die's done. He said the day's done, the die's done. So it's, he's like, whatever. Because I was like, they're little mini cannolis, and I was like, dude, you just eat one.
Even
should be good.
Even a mini cannoli.
But yeah, I remember because he went in. I was like, yeah, that's why I don't even go down there and tempt myself. I was like, nah, I don't need it.
Yeah, so. You didn't even put yourself in that position. I mean, just eat one of those little mini ones. Like, you get the flavor of it. Why do you got to keep pounding them?
Hey, look, some people have weaknesses for sweets because, some people are weak against that. Some people are weak against salty stuff, like.
Right.
Like I like, friend of the show, Renee, that Joker, I'm good now. I can eat one donut, but that Joker gets in there and he's got to get 4 or 5 sometimes. So.
Oh, wow. When he breaks that diet, whatever this diet is, he's all in.
I mean, Renee's good, man, because he works out a lot. So I mean,
Renee.
Yeah, he's pretty slim now. So I think usually when he does do the 4 or 5, it's like once in a blue moon, maybe like once a month or something like that. But he typically, when he like sweets is his weakness, he knows it. So
yeah,
like if you talk that Joker into going to get a donut, I mean, we went to Dunkin' one time. He got one pumpkin one, and I was like, oh man, I'm proud of you, man, because usually you get in there like, yeah, let me get that. And he'll go in, and then he'll just be running for like the rest of the day. So,
running off the pumpkin donut.
Yeah, he'll go like 45 different gym trips. He'll like I like going to gym after this and then he'll take a nap and go again, and then eat dinner and then go again after that.
Holy shit!
So, yeah,
more times in one day than I've been in 20 years. Running off apple pumpkin pie donuts. All right, last but not least in news from the PlayStation blog and Adam Michel. We have your PlayStation Plus game catalog titles for September. They are going to be WWE 2K25 for PS5 and PS4, Persona 5 Tactica for PS5 and PS4, Green Hell for PS5 and PS4, Fate Samurai Remnant for both PlayStation 5 and 4, Crow Country for PS5 and PS4. I've been wanting to try that one. I know there's a demo out there.
Country's good.
I want to play
It's
Crow
really
Country.
good.
Looks good.
Takes place in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, in
Really?
1990, according to PlayStation Blog.
There we go.
The Invincible for PS5, Conscript for PS5, and then your PlayStation Plus premium title is Legacy of Kain Defiance, starring both vampires, Kain
I think
and
that might be the
Raziel.
last one. I think all the Legacy Kings are now playable on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's it. Whole Legacy of Kain collection. There's not been any offshoots or like weird portable spin-offs or anything that's been on any other
I don't think so.
platforms. Everything's on PlayStation now.
Kind of died out on those PS2 Xbox age, remember? It just they
Mhm.
went back to the Blood Omen style. So, but I mean now they're all purchasable on there. So,
And this is the last
In
one,
some
right?
form.
Defiance. Didn't Defiance kind of
Mhm.
break the series after that? It was, they got pulled in different directions and couldn't decide on a
Kane must work together with his mortal enemy.
Raziel, the one he turned into a vampire. That is it for you news this week. There is, of course, a Nintendo Direct tomorrow. We may or may not chime in the next couple days with some of that news. I'm not sure how that's going to play out. If not, you'll hear about it on the next episode of the NOFODcast.
So,
We got that Nintendo
hour
Direct
long.
and Tokyo Game Show. Yeah. It's a
And
big
Tokyo
direct,
Game
though.
Show. It's a partner direct,
it?
right? Isn't that what it's going to be?
I think it's a general,
No.
just a
it's
overall.
it's a real direct.
Like, yeah, full on.
Why did I think it was a partner showcase?
Because that's all they've been doing. This is
Okay.
the first. This is the first direct after. I mean, since the Switch 2 announcement
Since the
and Cell
announcement,
thing. Yeah. This is supposed to be the one that shapes out what's coming out for the rest of the year and probably early next year. So I think this is the one where we're gonna get the new Hyrule Dynasty Warriors game date, probably Metro Prime date. We got Mario's 40th anniversary is this year,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
probably gonna get we've seen a lot of stuff about the Mario movie trademarks being updated, and
Mario Galaxy,
So-
right?
I think I mean it's an
Sure.
hour long, so I wouldn't be surprised that last 15-20 minutes is gonna be Mario based stuff to celebrate the anniversary. So
Where's that last rumor I saw? Because I think we could go over some of those rumors just as a curiosity thing and see if some of these things
Oh.
check out.
There's a rumor about the Resident Evil games, like all the remakes, 2, 3, 4 remake, and then.
But see,
the
which
Resident
one's the rumor?
Evil-
Which one's a rumor? Because like the one for Nate the Hate, they confirmed that none of the stuff they said were rumors. They just said it's their predictions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so they said don't whatever him and MVG came out with. They're like they don't know if it's going to be in the show or not.
Yeah.
So they're like, this is what we're predicting what's going to happen. There's some stuff that they said they know is being made, but they said there's no way that they know if it's going to be there.
Right.
They weren't doing that. So, because I remember I listened to the podcast with them and they mentioned that in the very beginning. It's like, please do not come out here and say, oh, they said this is going to be on there. It's like, we're not saying that. We're just predicting.
Yeah.
We think it's time.
Was there anything of super interest that you recall?
Because I sat there and listened to that whole thing for 2 hours. It's interesting. They just kicked around what they think that was going to happen. There was only stuff that he confirmed that he knew was being made, which was Red Dead 2 for Switch 2. And he's like, I don't know if it's going to be announced here, but I know for a fact that that's a thing. And so he confirmed that I know that Dragon Quest VII remake is a thing.
Ooh.
Whether it's going to be here or there, I have no idea, but I know it's a thing that's happening. So he says it's a thing.
I wonder what that would be based off of. Do you think they would turn that 3DS game into like one of their 2D HD remakes?
I would imagine we just saw them create a 2D HD account on social media that's run by Square Enix. That I would imagine everything that's in that generation is probably going to be coming through that engine. So that Unreal Engine.
Let's go. More of those, please.
But it's like what you guys said. I think they were like they couldn't. It's like, yeah, no, there's gonna be a Resident RE engines Whether they announce it here, they were debating back and forth because they're like, I think MVG was like, I think here they'll announce one for Resident Evil 2 and then one for 7. And then, Nate the Hate said, no, I think they would do 2 and 3 as a pack. Because it's like, if you're trying to make money off of it, I think it'd be weird for them to do full price for 2.
Yeah.
When you can get it for $40 on other things. So he said, I wouldn't be surprised if it'd be, both of them for 60. But he says, I doubt they're going to do one by one for 60.
That hasn't stopped them before, though, right? Like, there's been plenty of things that have come out full price SKUs.
I listened to that whole thing. There, he's like, the only thing they know, they said we're probably gonna get the date for Metro Prime 4.
Yeah,
and so what they go with it, who knows?
Probably the date for Final Fantasy 7 as well.
And the Hyrule Warriors, the new Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors.
So he also said that he knows Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta is a thing on Switch 2. Will it be announced there? He's like, I don't know. But he said that's the thing. He said it's a thing that's happening. So
we've talked about on the show before. This is not like Nintendo fanboyism in any capacity, but Nintendo likes for these announcements to come through their show. They don't want to confirm like some of the other companies will, where they piggyback on certain events, and it's not piggybacking. It's just like it's a co-announcement of a licensing agreement that you have with a company, right? But
how many times do we get a Nintendo Direct and then afterward, like Sony and Xbox come out and go, also here.
No,
it's not the other way around.
What's funny is that they argued the opposite of what you said. They said Nintendo doesn't really care, but they said what they want is that they made a counter argument to what you said. They're like, we think it's weird that Microsoft, which we know probably has development kits, hasn't announced anything yet outside of Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were thinking like, we might see some Microsoft stuff here and there. And it's like, I don't know why they would wait to hold it here, but they're thinking like, well, they have so many millions of people watching these Nintendo Directs now. Like, you want to be on here announcing your stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's guaranteed.
You're a third-party publisher at this point. You have some of the top-selling games on the PlayStation at this time.
So they argue that Nintendo doesn't really need these people. They, you need them. So it's like, a lot of them are clamoring to get their time in there. So they're like, they're not even worried about holding stuff.
Interesting.
So it's just some people just do their own thing. That was their argument. And so they figured that
sense.
They figured that their guess is that since they're intuitive on the mouse controls, that we're going to see, the Age of Empire games announcement there. That's their guess. They're like, hey, there's a better way to play this, and it's way easier to do it on this console. You can do mouse controls on other ones.
Yeah.
And, but it's like, it's way easier on here when you just detach Joy-Con. So it was 2 hours of their predictions. There's some stuff they let out that were like, I know this is a thing. Like Metal Gear, I know this is a thing. Resident Evil, they were like, I think they couldn't confirm on the old ones, but they said they could confirm that Resident Evil 9 is a thing on there, on the Switch 2. And they also have heard other rumblings that just everything in that catalog for Resident Evil RE engine, since it's compatible with that console, it's probably going to go there.
And that's the Capcom method currently, right? And we're seeing it from Square Enix as well.
And same thing with Sega and Atlas. Mm-hmm. Atlas big on everything because they're getting Metaphor Refantizo. They're thinking that's going to get announced. They said the only one that they weren't sure about was going to be Elden Ring because they, how bad that build has been played. But a lot of people argued that they don't think that game's going to be a full-on carp release because the guy, Nate DeHay, was like, I think you're going to get a date for it here. He's like, I said I'd be surprised. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets pushed back till early 2026 because of the build. But he's like, they argue. See, it's a great podcast. You just listen to it. He's like, they argued about, the builds were different. When they played at PAX, Gamescom, it was pretty bad. And the PAX one was better. And then he's like, it's a newer build, but that build could still be 6 months old.
Yeah.
And he's like, it doesn't even matter anymore. He said, if it's a game key card, they can make that ahead of time. They can make that 6 months in advance because you're pulling it from the store. So long as you don't have to wait for it to go gold. So it's like, he's like, all you have to do is like, all right, the game's coming October 25th. You just got to get up and running by October 25th. The game key cards were made in March. So it's like, it doesn't matter. He said, it doesn't matter. You're not waiting to get this stuff on a master and put it on the cartridge. So
you don't need that print window to get that master on there. I bet we just saw that with Star Wars Outlaws, which apparently is a very, very good Switch 2 port.
And they argued that it's, like I said, listen to them. It's pretty good. They argued that EA saw a lot of success with Madden on there. on the charts. They say if you look at it digitally, it charted well. So they think EA is gonna go a little bit bigger this time than they had in previous gen.
I want to support Madden.
They predicted that we might see Mass Effect trilogy on there. We got a new Mass Effect coming. Star Wars, the Jedi Survivor ones.
Jedi series.
Just because of the Outlaw. And he said the Outlaws did so well that they did the fixes, and it's been selling so well on that console, even though it's digital and game key card, that they pushed out fixes very quickly. That game is running beautifully. They said it's not even, they patched that thing to hell, on some of the performance issues they had on, which was not many. But
it was just bad
been on top of that.
The egregious thing I saw was popping.
It's already fixed. It's already fixed.
Right.
So
you can't play that copy. There's no way to play that copy of Star Wars Outlaws on Switch.
Yeah.
You have to have a game key card. It's going to give you the most current one.
So they said that, they're going to see more from EA, because outside of the Plants vs. Zombies and, outside of Football Club, which is all they have left for the rest of the year. So they said they wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good episode. And they
NCAA? Maybe a port of NCAA football?
I don't think they kicked that around. Probably next year's. Yeah. So they didn't say anything about that one, because I think the Madden won through EA for a surprise is what they made it sound like, because it seems like they don't know, but based off the charting on the digital store, it was way higher up there, and this was the first Madden on there, like true Madden on there since when, 13 years or something crazy. So
it was on the Wii U, right? That what you said?
Probably so. I mean, the last Mass Effect we go is on the Wii U, so I mean, EA's been kind of very lackluster on the Switch. It was only very select games.
They totally missed that whole window. I bought FIFA at launch on Switch, but then I don't think they ever updated that FIFA engine for Switch. It was just like the legacy.
It's a roster update. Yeah. So I don't know. There's some other rumors floating around. If that's the ones y'all talking about, where they mentioned they'll finally do the Hotel Dusk Room 215 remake, made by the same people who did Another Code R. Because of that trademark got renewed. So they think that and its sequel will be the next one they do, is the duology in their adventure series that's Nintendo's been doing, even with the Famicom
Detective
based
Club.
ones.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was a Wii sequel, right? Didn't you import that one from Europe or something?
Another Code R, yeah, but I think the Hotel Dusk ones are both DS, and both the DS. The second one was a casualty of the piracy of the DS, because they only came out in Europe and never came out here. So
I know a friend of the show, Michael's a big Hotel Dusk fan. He likes those a lot.
So there was those rumors going around. But this is supposed to be Switch 1, Switch 2 games.
Okay.
It's not all just Nintendo. So I think the only confirmation is that they expect a good portion of that show, probably the last 15, 20 minutes, is going to be Mario based for the 40th anniversary. Yes, I guess. So
another limited edition All-Stars SKU, 3D All-Stars.
Yeah, I think somebody that was part of the rumor ones that was called All-Stars 99, which I think was more the old school ones. So the 2D based ones. So I don't know what that means though with the 99, because that could be something like the F-Zero 99 type stuff. So who knows?
Oh yeah, Tetris 99.
Something online mechanic that's part of the NSO. That's temporary or something like that. So
they are always trying to drive people to NSO, aren't they? Is that 3D All-Stars game still expensive? I know it's been out of print for a while.
It's getting there. There's no digital copies you can get anymore. And I mean, there's still, but it's not impossible to find. Now, there's some people that are taking advantage of it on eBay who, some stores don't sell it that easily. But I think if you go around, you can still find some new copies here and there for maybe $59.99. I think it's used for $59 or $69 at GameStop or something like that. It's a little bit higher in GameStop. So it's been creeping. But if you look, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. So.
Or they re-release it with the Switch 2 combination pack, and that was the whole reason it was out of print for so long. What was that for the 35th? Was that 5 years ago?
Yeah. It's surprisingly on here. So I mean, I would rather just say, from my guess, based off now, I mean, we're going to see the release dates for Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
We're gonna see the new Hyrule Dynasty Warriors base game. That we're gonna get the rest of the year. I mean, we had some stuff previously announced for 2026. The Rhythm Tengoku and Tomodachi Life. Maybe we get some more information on those games. Supposedly there's supposed to be I think Nate the Hate essentially said that that Kirby mech game, that Robo one, there was a remake of that. That's a thing.
I have heard that, but it's been a while since I read that somewhere. Robobot? Was
Yeah,
that the name of it?
Robot. Yeah, so who knows how long it's been done, but like remember this is also Switch 1 game, so this could be something like, oh, it's a Switch 1 game with Switch 2 enhancements.
Yeah.
So, and they're thinking that we might see 1,000 Year Door. We'll finally get the 60 frames per second patch. Like a lot of that stuff is going to start coming out. They're like, oh, and play these Mario games with better on Switch 2 type things. So.
Xenoblade, didn't Xenoblade have like
I say Monolith Soft needs to come out with those patches too.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know. I'm going to be pleasantly surprised because this is a meaty direct, right? It's an hour, pretty meaty,
9 a.m.
Longest one that we've had in a minute.
9 a.m. Eastern time on the 12th.
Yeah, 6 a.m. in California, you're screwed. So.
Oh God, get up early. I think I'll be able to find a way to work and watch. I think I'd be good. But maybe we pop in and do some quick impressions or a rundown. I don't know how we want to play that, or we wait. We'll see. Is that it for news and current news? You guys want to move along?
Yeah.
I will immediately be handing it off because I have done 0 game playing the past few days. There were some communication issues Saturday, which we're trying to address podcast wide. I think we would have gotten on Saturday night, but there was a disconnect on trying to coordinate efforts to play some Delta Force. Namely me. I'm the only one that cannot seem to message Brant, so we've got to figure out what's going on there.
That's what it was.
That's how it fell apart. Yeah, because I'm chatting with a friend of the show, Buish, the whole time, and I think Brant just sees this one-off combo with conversation with Buish, and that's it, and nothing ever took off from there. But I'm like, if you guys let me know when you're getting on.
Replies. I'm like, what is he talking about? What's going on?
So I don't know what happened because I logged in Delta Force and then I saw Brant was on there and I saw Buish was online because he finally accepted my friend request.
Yeah.
And then I sent Brant a invitation and then it says your invitation's been rejected. And then he was in a match. And then I was like, I got other stuff to do. So I walked away and then I forgot about it for about 30 minutes. And then I walked back and Brant was already offline. Yeah. And I was like, okay, maybe we're not doing anything. So I was like,
yeah, that was just on us Saturday.
I just sat there in the lobby. So I was just sitting there online.
I got on. I sat on there. I saw you were online, but you were playing. Was it Hollow Knight or something else? I can't remember what it said you were playing on PlayStation.
It could be that or Darksiders or something like that. Who knows?
So yeah, it was something. But so I was like, okay, I'll wait. And then I sent Buish a request, and he wasn't. I didn't see him online anywhere. I'm like, okay, maybe we're waiting until like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I played a game, and then a quick match.
I think one of my comments was like 9 or 9:30. Were you guys good? Or nothing back. It's because you're not seeing my messages.
Yeah.
This is all my fault somehow. I'm taking the blame for this one.
I did find that there's like something in the menus that takes you to like all the events and everything going on. There's like a whole like unlock thing in there, like for the game being released on consoles, to where you can get all sorts of, I don't know if it's currencies or whatever else, but there's also characters. So
really,
like, there were some characters that you get from just logging in like 2 days in a row, 4 days in a row, and so I'm like, oh, I'm glad I found this. I'll be able to tell them about this.
Yeah. Do we have to do anything to get to that, or is it just we're already progressing?
No, it's
through
just
that?
It's kind of it's hidden in the menus. We've been doing it just unknowingly.
Okay. So we're not out anything. We don't have to like go in there and specifically redeem start some battle pass thing. That's good.
But yeah, I did one quick match and I looked, and then I saw Cesar was just kind of sitting outside of the game.
Yeah.
And I just waited and waited. I'm like, well, maybe he'll send me an invitation, or should I invite him? And nothing happened. I kept waiting. I'm like, I don't know. And then I checked his status again, and it said he was not in Delta Force, it just said he was like online on PlayStation, but not playing anything. I'm like, okay, maybe we're not doing anything tonight. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. It's just miscommunication. We just dropped the ball on that one. So we took a Saturday off, essentially. You guys jammed on something. Buish played a round of it or two of Delta Force. He said it's good. I see what you guys are talking about. So
yeah,
look forward to some Delta Force streams in the future with Buish. He did enjoy what he played. So I was like, man, it's even better when it's all of us like trying to push different points and like doing the whole Battlefield style thing. I think I'm still pretty high on Battlefield. I think I'm still pretty interested in seeing what that lead up to Battlefield looks like.
I mean, the most important thing is we get the single player campaign in Tokyo Game Show, right? So that's going to be the selling point for me.
Yep.
So that's if that's campaign is good enough. Kampange, if that Kampange is good enough.
Kampagan.
I may be a day one on there because I know a friend of the show, Mark Knight, is big on it. I know I won't be able to play with him all the time because I know he has his friend group is deep on Xbox, and he's probably going to be in there with his crew on there.
Battlefield, probably. He has a Battlefield squad. Yeah.
So, but I know, I think he will always make time to play with us.
Right.
At certain times. So, I think there's another beta test this Friday. He's trying to hype us up on. I'm like, I don't know, man. I was like, I don't.
Oh, is that the busy. Battle Royale?
Yeah.
So it might be.
I gotta try to get into this Battlefield Labs because I just never got accepted. I guess I need to go back in there and look again.
But I mean, that comes out October 10th, so I think that's gonna be the selling point for me too. Because I think we all have that discount with Game Pass, that 10% off. I was like, I might just use that digital copy and get that 10% off or something like that.
Yeah.
So. Or I might get the PlayStation 1 because it depends on the DualSense. I do like the DualSense stuff. I don't know.
We were running. We could feel it. We could feel it running the DualSense, and that felt pretty cool.
I need Xbox to do that. That's like the one thing they're missing. If they put that on there, I'd be like,
yeah.
I don't care where I would game at that point. I might even game more on. They did that, and they did Xbox Play Anywhere for everything. I mean, I'll probably buy more Xbox games digitally. So, because it makes sense for me. I have multiple devices to play Windows-based stuff and an Xbox console. So I was like, it's easier for me to do this.
Right.
I will buy a digital copy there, but until that day happens.
I might lean that way for the 10%. It's a decent chunk of change, but I do like the DualSense. Like we gotta do the math. Is it $10? Are we paying a DualSense tax of like $10 or $12 for that if we want to go that route?
I mean, it depends. If that's like the only big game I'm buying in October, I don't know. Well, let me cross that bridge when it happens. Let me see the single player campaign. So
time will tell. We liked what we played of it, and I feel like we were turning a corner and getting a lot better at that coordination and team wise. But it's an investment for all of us, right? We stream on Saturday nights, or we all going to end up picking that up. So, but that's it for me. I dropped the ball and failed to communicate with everybody and get us all in Delta Force via some RCS madness.
And you start communicating over Discord.
Yeah, Discord I think is what we need to do, and just not even fuck around with it and just use something we know works on all of our devices flawlessly. But I'll hand it off to you, Cesar.
All right, then. Really have much I played this week that often because whatever I did dabble in was a few minutes because I've been pretty busy preparing for taking this week off. I haven't had a vacation a real vacation since February, so it's been a minute. So I mean, I'm sure Brand had seen me. I've dabbled in stuff here and there. Trying to think of anything that just popped up here that I'm not just eating up airtime until
you're good.
Their person came back up here. But I did end up picking up a copy of Civilization 7 for Switch off Woot for $29, and I did pay the $10 upgrade, so I did play a little bit with the mouse controls. And decent? I like it. It's pretty decent. It looks pretty well from what I played it. I know I've strong arm Brandon to buy him. What was it, Beyond the Palace 2? Is that what it's called? Beyond the Ice Palace 2.
Yeah, Ice Palace 2.
So, and I haven't played that yet, but I know looking at the screenshots, I was like, Brandon, I was like, I've never seen one, and then I went and looked. I don't know if one ever exists.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything on it, so.
So, I
skip one, go straight to two.
Yeah. And then we do have Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's coming in the movie theaters this weekend. So I think I did not buy the second game, which is Arena Brawler, but it was on sale for $39 at Target, so I did purchase it. Also sent Richard and you earlier. I don't know if you got it, Brant. That I did buy that Adventure of Samsara that only had 12 concurrent users.
Yeah,
I was one of those 12 concurrent users. Because I think I've read an article about how good it was, and then I was like, oh yeah, and it's a remake of the Adventure for the Atari. This is a remake of Adventure.
Oh.
So this is their way of because I think I've read the whole thing from the CEO of Atari, and he's like, yeah, it's like I'm super psyched about Jet Set Radio from Sega. Sega's remaking stuff, but it's like off of existing IPs that already have a blueprint, and they're like, we're doing that with our stuff, and it's like we're not trying to say we're doing anything that's more innovative, but we went with the studio we like, which was a Brazilian studio, and they were like, all right, what would Adventure look like in modern days? And boom, that was your take.
Okay.
Which is a kind of like a Metroidvania mixed with Souls. So I think it was on sale for like $17.99 as an introductory price for this week, and I was like, let me try it out. I mean, it looked interesting from the videos I saw on there, so I bought it. I haven't really put much time into it. It's like I was telling earlier, Richard, before you walked away, I've been busy getting ready the pack. I've been looking forward to getting the hell out of here. Just that and work.
Right.
Outside of that, I played a lot last week. I talked about the only thing I thought about that I forgot to mention that we kicked around that I did actually put a good bit of time, and I was like, man, but I did play a lot last week, and I was like, I can't believe I played so much. Was I did do the beta for Sonic Racing all that weekend.
Oh,
the online test.
How was that?
And it was surprisingly very different.
Okay.
So it made me end up doing the power to transformed just to see how different it was, because I remember when I fired it up. It is definitely more like Mario Kart, since it's being developed internally from Sega instead of being Sumo Digital, who did the last two outings, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Which were people like those. That was they were well received. And
it's very different. The control scheme is different too, because when I played it, it's like, oh, I got to press cross or I got to press A to do gas. I was like, I'm accustomed to doing the right triggers and left trigger to brake, which I went back and played transformed, and it's like that's how it was. And so this one is more, I think, more Mario Kart-ish, where you have to hold down the A button to go. You got this little thing up here where you have to go at the same time, and you got to kind of like hit the meter and measure it out pretty well, and it gives you the boost. And your drift is on the top, L1 and R1. So outside of that, it's like it gives you like an overview where you have to do a couple of race worlds, and then it kind of opens up to the online aspect when you did it. It was a pretty meaty demo. It was pretty good. It's like you have to race CPUs, and then it opens up, and then you can customize your vehicles. It's kind of like Mario Kart 8, where you can customize your karts and with different speeds and different colors, and it's like they're just not cosmetic. Like, it makes it faster, slower, bigger, and there's like so many different options. And then I think after Saturday at midnight, then they gave you access to Joker from Persona 5 as
cool.
one of their play one of the guest characters and see how you like it. It controls pretty well. The game is hard as hell, believe it or not. It's not easy. It's almost Mario Kart Unforgiven. Mario Kart 8 Unforgiven.
Like last minute? Getting hit last minute and stuff?
Some people will throw bullshit at you, and you're like, it'll knock you back like 4 or 5 spots. So it's like, it really is trying to do Sega's version of more Mario Kart than, before, where they were trying to do something different with the powered up and transform. I think this time they're like, you know what? Let's just do what we know works. I after playing it, I've kicked around buying it day one. I've always did on getting a copy. So I've I like it. I really do. I think we talked before in this podcast that this is going to get a full game release on Switch 2 next year.
Yep.
And that they upgraded the Switch release to get the free upgrade to Switch 2, digitally. So I this was one I think I may double dip in that environment and get the Switch copy and do the upgrade and maybe down the road get a legit copy to show my love for, Okay. But from what I've played, I've enjoyed, and so I think we're getting a single player demo in the next 4 or 5 days, if I remember correctly, like September 17th or something like that. So good on Sega, because we just got the announcement that we're getting the Virtua Fighter 5 beta is now available to download and sign up for, and I've downloaded that. To play that REVO version of that one. So, but I played that last week, but that's my impressions of the game. Like I said, if you like Mario Kart but you like Sonic characters, it even has that little bullshit thing where you have to like choose. It lets you choose like little bubble responses, like in Mario Kart. Like I like tilt controls. It has their version of that. Like everybody in the
I
chat
play
was
with tilt
spamming that once we
controls.
figured it out. Yeah, we were all
Good
spamming
luck.
the same shit, like oh, like whatever sounds they make
Good game.
as they were loading up in there. But from what I played on there, it plays surprisingly well. It's pretty stable, connecting the matches. Didn't see too many people quit, or it. I think they got a good hit on their hands, depending on how much content is in this game. So,
Okay.
and as long as you don't let the guest characters rub you the wrong way, because it's very high Nickelodeon base outside of what their Sega properties is going
Ninja
in
Turtles
there,
and stuff.
SpongeBob and all that stuff on there, and little Avatar. So it's a little weird on that aspect, but I get it. I think the biggest thing was like they have these portals, kind of like a la Doctor Strange, where you just cross in there and you go to different worlds, and they're neat. I thought it was a weird gimmick when I saw it on the demo, like on being shown on TV, or shown on TV on the streams and the game, the Game Awards and stuff like that. But I like it. It moves you through. You can choose a different dimension to go into, a different world, and it pulls you in. And a lot of those are Sega-based properties, like they're the ones with dinosaurs and stuff like that on there. And it gives variety in there and gives you different routes you can go. I like it. What I played of it, I like it. So I'm interested to play the demo and see if it builds upon it even more. This may be a day one purchase, and it comes out in 14 more days, in 2 weeks from today. So, but those are my only impressions of the the new Sonic racing game. I'll just go kick it over to Brand to finish this up out of here.
You talked about us getting the same game of Beyond the Ice Palace 2. This also came in Shinobi Art of Vengeance, the physical copy, via limited run. I haven't played it yet.
My copy's shipping now, but I think I bought for whatever reason it took forever to ship mine because I bought it with PS5. I don't know if you got both copies or not. So,
I just got the Switch. I kind of wish I did get both.
Is there a demo for that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Madden 26
is one that has the demo.
Madden 26 is 30% off on Switch 2. It's $48.99. Cesar, we talked about this.
For how long?
Jump for the trip.
Let me go back to it.
I don't know if I can budget that for the trip, but
yeah,
Portable Madden.
I'm not pulling. Sale ends 9/24. 2 weeks.
I might, and when I get paid, I mean that's like 2 meals for me. I don't know if I'll do it now.
Yeah.
It's taking food out of my mouth.
It's a good chunk of change.
Yeah, that's the way I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, go ahead, Brian. I jumped in there with my madness.
No, you're good. I've only played a little bit of 2 different games. So I, of course, Silk Song came out. We talked about that last week. I sat down with that and put maybe a couple hours into it, playing via Game Pass.
Played. Does it live up to the hype?
Oh yeah. It's for those who loved Hollow Knight. It's more of the same.
Yeah.
It is definitely a little bit more difficult. I would say that Hollow Knight ramps up in difficulty, like the bosses and stuff, more later in the game. Like some of the bigger bosses toward the end of the game that you get to. And some of like the traversal aspects of Hollow Knight, because some of like the timing your jumps, you have to like there's at one point sometimes there's like spikes, and you can actually down hit with your sword to bounce off those spikes, and if you mistime something, you hit the spikes and take damage or something. But for the most part, Hollow Knight's not that bad. Silk Song, I won't say right off the bat is definitely more difficult, but not very far in the game. It already starts. It starts being a little bit more. The biggest thing because there's already people for the PC version of the game that already made mods, because it just seems like a lot of enemies do more damage. Like a lot of enemies, even some basic enemies, you have like your health is represented by masks, and you only have 5 masks. There's even like low level enemies that'll come, and if they hit you, boom, two masks gone.
Ugh.
So it's and then you get into some of the bosses. Some of them hit you for 3, so you're talking about a 2-hit death.
Yeah, I'm out.
So
I don't have the patience for that.
It's definitely a little bit more challenging in some aspects. They did hear some people talk about that, and they did say that they are adjusting some of the damage in a patch that's supposed to come out soon-ish. So, but
soon-ish.
I don't know. It's more of Hollow Knight. I really enjoyed Hollow Knight, and so far it's a good game. It's a really, really good game.
People have been waiting for this for a long time. I know you're one of them.
I'd say it definitely, it's one of those as far as Metroidvanias. It's really, really good about doing doing both aspects. You know, every now and then you run into NPCs, but for the most part, you're alone in this very
alien. But they're bugs. They're bugs.
Yeah,
so.
it's all bugs, but the environments are very lively and interesting, but everything wants to kill you. Like, from these tiny little bugs to like these
it's Australia the
weird
game.
Weird travelers that all of a sudden they've like gone crazy, and it's interesting so far. I'm digging it. Other than that, I know I talked to y'all out of the show about this game, but in continuation with Spooky Month, I broke out the PSVR 2 and my VR version of Madison, which is a horror game.
Madison Simulator.
In which you play, like, you start off the game, you're a 16-year-old boy. It was like your birthday. You've been locked into your room. Your hands are covered in blood. And your dad's like outside the door ranting about something. You have to like covertly traverse around this room and, find a means to escape this room. And then you get out into this hallway with a couple different branching doorways, and as you solve like these little puzzles and traverse and kind of just explore, you find a camera, and the camera is like the main gimmick of this horror game.
Okay.
So
very Fatal Frame-esque.
I've found very quickly that if you don't know what to do, if something moves in the environment, or you are placing something in the environment as, puzzle-esque, and you don't know what to do next, take a picture of it. It's probably your best thing to do.
Yeah.
And literally you have to like reach behind you to do your inventory and like pull out the camera, take a picture of it. It pops out like a little Polaroid out the front. You have to take the Polaroid out and shake it to develop it.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a neat touch. This game in VR is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
The VR for this is pretty damn good. I didn't play it super long. I say probably about 30-ish, 40-ish minutes.
Okay.
Because of course it was breaking out the VR, hooking everything up, calibrating the cameras, making sure everything worked right. Of course, somebody in the household wanted to watch me, and like when you hook up the PSVR 2, my TV like went completely dark. I'm like, hold on, what's going on? And I tried to troubleshoot that, and then just started the game, and it was fine. It just pulled up on the TV. I'm like, okay, that's different than the first VR.
Yeah, we got to see. We get a windowed version of whatever they're seeing.
Yeah, but apparently with PSVR 2, some games do that, and other games won't. Like, it
doesn't
won't
always
ever show up
transfer
on
over.
the TV for so I'm like, that's kind of odd, which is something I was reading. But yeah, then I played, like I said, 30, 45 minutes, and it's been a minute since I've done VR, so it's always that. And the main problem I have with PSVR 2 is that rubbery padded thing that all the weight sits right on your forehead, basically. So I turned the fan on in this room, but even with that, like, being in that VR and the motion and everything, you start getting a little bit sweaty. There's something almost claustrophobic about being in VR too long.
Yeah.
If
it's
you're
very
not
isolating.
used to it. So
it's isolating,
so
and it's I like gaming with people. It's a shared experience thing for me, and this is like the ultimate. As immersive as it can be, it can also feel so. I'm trying to think of another word besides isolating. I keep saying that, but you're separated from everything else, like sensory, ears, eyes. You're totally away from everything, and the screens we talk about, like you have a dedicated one that's just yours.
Yeah, it's right in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's at least decent to where, like, if I notice that where I'm reaching or something starts lighting up red, for the, indicating that I'm reaching out of the play area, it's so nice to be able to press that button on the bottom of the PSVR 2 and immediately get that pass through.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, no, I'm all right, or I may need to take a step back. I walked a little too forward.
Pass through was like an essential VR upgrade, I think.
Yeah,
we had to have that across the different platforms.
But the game looks good. It plays good. So far, it's trying to do those little jump scary things. It's focusing around like a woman that wound up killing her family and then was killed. She was doing some weird like witchcraft ritual thing, and you find like this room where your dad has he's pinned all this stuff to the wall and has traced everything together and written all these random things together, like trying to figure out all this stuff. So it's
like Charlie from Always Sunny with his
like Charlie, the meme, Pepe Sylvia, pointing at the board. But so far it was really good. And aside from that, I just need to bite the bullet. I know it was slightly expensive, but I want to try and get that the cloth cover for the PSVR 2 and see if that makes a difference. I know the Oculus has like more of a cloth headband, doesn't it?
So I've got the older one. I've got the Quest 2. I don't have the 3 or the 3S. Do they have different? Is it like a different fit?
I have no clue, but it's instead of that like rubbery membrane thing, it's like a cloth cover, or I don't know if that pad pops off and you pop on the new one. But I just want to see if that would make a difference, because that's the first thing is forehead starts sweating and you've got that rubber membrane that also touches your face that's around the headset.
Oh yeah,
and
we bought
start sweating on the edge of my eyes, and I'm like, what the hell?
We bought like we bought a silicone like cover thing that goes over the front of that. Yeah, but you're right. It almost like, remember the Virtual Boy would pause after 15 minutes. It would make you take it off. Like, you need to rest from Virtual Boy. Give your eyes a break. You almost need it for like your whole face and head and everything from those activities. Like, I never understood how people worked out in these things. Like, it is a workout device for some people, and I'm like, I have no clue how. I don't know if it's like being in that world and it's a like your body response, but I sweat in them like crazy too. You're not an outlier in that at all.
But yeah, so far what I've played, I've really, really liked.
Madison.
And if it wasn't for those kind of VR limitations, or I guess as I'd say, like that claustrophobic-ness that comes with VR, I probably would have went right back into it. But I know I'm gonna have to take intermediate breaks playing this. I know there's a non-VR too, so
okay.
If you're somebody that has an aversion or just cannot do the VR headsets, there is a regular version of this you can play, and it's a pretty decent horror game so far. So, but I'm gonna try to keep playing it, and I'll update y'all. But definitely, I think check this one out. I think y'all would like that.
Cool. Madison. Is it available? Is it still available physically, or was that like a limited run thing? Or
no, I think I got this maybe a year or so ago off of Amazon.
Best of luck if it's still on there.
Let's see. So it looks like there's several different editions. The Possessed edition, it just looks like the regular Madison game is $31.99. There's somebody that has it on there for like $40, but it looks like mostly it's around 31. The VR version, about 38.
Not
so
bad. Brant recommended so far.
Yeah. But that is it for me.
That is it for you, and that is it for us for another week. Cesar, you got anything you want to throw in at the end?
No. I'm tired. I've been up since 3 a.m.
Yeah. I think we're all in that boat. I didn't get that early of a start. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See you.
Adios.